Today we're talking about friendship. And one of the things I've always loved about the church is the idea of getting together with a group of friends and doing something together to impact the city, creating something new, fighting injustice, bringing improvements to communities. And in my daydreams, I kind of imagine getting back together with these friends in our old age and reminiscing about the old times and about the challenges that we had to overcome. Some of my favourite movies are those in which a group of friends have to embark on a perilous quest together. Think Sam and Frodo, Woody and Buzz, Harry, Ron and Hermione, Anna and Olaf, until he melts, that is. There's something incredibly powerful about a group of friends embarking on a mission together. The scientist Margaret Mead famously said, "Never doubt that a group of committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever does." And I think she's right. When you look back through history, you look at the abolition of slavery, prison reforms, the rise of communism, the Methodist movement, the suffragettes, Amnesty International, the Fair Trade movement, Extinction Rebellion. All of these were started by a group of friends who were passionate to see change. And the most powerful of all of these movements was the movement that Jesus launched, the church. Over the last few weeks, we've been taking a fresh look at Jesus's lifestyle. And one of the things that was an absolute priority for Jesus was friendship. Jesus devoted himself to his closest friends. He spent 3 years in which nearly every waking minute was spent doing life with these friends. They ate together, they travelled together, they walked in the mountains and went fishing together, they witnessed miracles and riots. Even though Jesus was a rabbi, he said, "I do not call you servants, for a servant does not know his master's business. Instead, I've called you friends." We sometimes read about celebrities who ditched their old friends to pursue more kind of influential friends. But even as Jesus' popularity soared, he remained totally committed to his closest friends. And they were a real bunch of misfits. Most of them rural Galileans, 4 of them fishermen. One of them was violently opposed to the Roman Empire, while another was earning money, raising taxes for the emperor. These were not well-educated men, they were not influential or wealthy. Often they came across as not the sharpest tools in the box, and sometimes they said things that were downright embarrassing. And yet, it was this circle of friends that was to launch the biggest and most significant movement in history. Today is Pentecost Sunday. We remember the events of the first Pentecost 2,000 years ago in Jerusalem, in which Jesus' friends and followers were gathered after Jesus ascended into heaven. And the Holy Spirit was poured upon them. And that was the moment the church went viral. It spread like wildfire throughout the Roman Empire and beyond. And today there are 2.3 billion Christians, 29% of the world's population. But it's so important to remember that first and foremost, the church is not an institution or a hierarchy or a stuffy old building. The word that we translate church is ecclesia. It literally means a gathering or a movement or friends on a mission. And that's who we are. We're a group of friends with a vision to transform our city. And the question I'm asking this morning is, what is the key to successful friendship? In Mark 3, verse 13, we read this. Jesus went up onto a mountainside and called to them those he wanted, and they came to him. He appointed 12 that they might be with him and that he might send them out to preach. I'd love to mention 3 qualities of true friendship. The first is security. Your best friendships will be those that make you feel secure. In insecure friendships, we always have to work hard at saying the right things in order to try and fit in. Insecure friendships are tiring. But on the other hand, when a friendship is secure, we can relax. We can be completely ourselves. For we don't need to hide anything for fear that the other person will reject us. When you come into Jesus' circle of friends, you couldn't be more secure. We read in verse 13 that Jesus called those who he wanted to be with. Did you know that Jesus deeply desires friendship with you? And this friendship cannot be undermined by our idiosyncrasies or insecurities or anything that we've done in the past, because it is entirely based on Jesus' love for you. And if you truly believed that Jesus had chosen you and that it's his deepest desire to be with you, you would never again feel insecure in church. The first thing is security. The second key to friendship is passion. Your best friendships will make you feel passionate. We read, Jesus sent them out to preach. You have not only been called into friendship, you have been sent out. Your life has a purpose beyond itself. And it is this adventure, this passion to see God's love and power reach out beyond ourselves. This is the quest of our lives. Here's my advice to you. Don't pursue friendship. Pursue Jesus' mission for you, and you will find friendships along the way. And so security and passion. The third key to friendship is humility. Your best friends will make you feel humble. Your ego will always be telling you to go it alone, to become your own hero. But Jesus not only called you, he also called others to be alongside you. Because sooner or later, you'll discover that you can't do it alone. The load of your life is far too heavy for you to bear alone. The mission that you are called to will require gifts and skills that you simply do not possess. Even Jesus never attempted to hide his dependence on others. We read, he appointed 12 that they might be with him. Jesus constantly shared moments of joy and grief with his friends. He sought them out in times of need. On at least 3 occasions, we read that Jesus cried with his friends. It's very humbling to discover that the people around you in church are not some accidental crowds, a random gathering, but they have been handpicked by Jesus to enable you to become all that God has made you to be. And you have been handpicked by Jesus to enable them to become all that God has called them to be. For you and I, we are a body made up of many parts. We are completely interdependent on one another.